Welcome to my first ever video. I'm TileTales and this is the first of a series I'm doing called Before the Journey, where I share my thoughts before streaming my experience with story-based games on Twitch, hence the Tales part. The game I'll be exploring for this series seems to be everyone's favorite, and their choice for Game of the Year, Kingdom Come Deliverance II. Quick disclaimer, I've never played the first game, so I'm going in completely blind. Hopefully it doesn't bite me later. I'm new to the RPG genre, but I've spent over 1,000 hours in games like Baldur's Gate 3, and I would like for that list to expand. So without further ado, let's jump in. Immersion matters to me. If I can imagine myself in a character's shoes, I start to feel connected, and once that happens, I like to dive into the history of the world I'm in. Will the game's production include music that was relevant to its time? Will the game's scenery draw me in and make me feel like I'm there? The trailers show really detailed cutscenes or even perhaps a romantic interest. Will I see children in the streets or outside the castle walls? Will I see people chatting about everyday conversations of the time? Or will they react to my staring? Kingdom Come takes place in 15th century medieval Bohemia, and I'm hoping the game really leans into that history. If I can learn something along the way, even better. Is it strictly fiction, or is there some basis in historical fact, kind of like how Assassin's Creed tackles it? I've heard a lot about the game's realism, and that really lures me in. Does my skill with the mouse or controller matter? Does my hunger or thirst affect my body during combat? Or does my character's ability to talk their way out of a situation matter? Does the natural terrain in the game cause debuffs like my thirst level decreases or my horse is tired and I have to make camp? Does the cold or warmth of the game's climate play a role? Does the game have a charisma slider like BG3? I don't know what to expect, but I look forward to finding out. Learning mechanics is part of any game, but I want the world to teach me naturally. I don't want the immersion broken by constant tip pop-ups in the middle of a fight. It doesn't ruin the experience, but it does pull me out of it. Does high ground matter during combat? Is every enemy actually fighting for their life, their honor, or is it just another NPC? Will stealth be a must, or can I go in sword swinging? I don't know much about the story itself, but I've heard choices matter, and that's always a big plus for me. I like knowing my decisions shape how scenes play out, or whether my ending turns out good, or that it could have been a little bit better if I wasn't being stubborn or non-trustful. I do hope skipping the first game doesn't hurt the experience too much, but time will tell, and I can hear you now. Should have played the first one, Tales. If I enjoy Kingdom Come Deliverance II as much as the gaming community does, trust me, I will. What excites me most is the time period. I've always loved medieval settings. Age of Empires is one of my all-time favorites. If you know, you know. I'm also keeping an eye on Anvil Empires whenever that finally drops. The setting just clicks with me. When I was younger, my family would take me to Renaissance fairs or mock medieval towns. I remember running around with a wooden sword and pretending to be knights with my friend. Sometimes the sheer force of our swings would break the swords in half, and we'd pretend to switch to daggers. What makes me a little nervous is getting lost, running around for an hour and not knowing where to go or how to progress. But I'm hoping the game offers a natural sense of direction that fits its realism. Will there be a companion with you to direct you if you're taking too long like Atreus in God of War, or will it just be a simple guide arrow? I could also have no sense of direction and wander aimlessly. I've handled plenty of different combat systems in various games over the years, but every once in a while one humbles you. I'm talking to you, Elden Ring. Nevertheless, you lose some, you win some. The real goal is not raging and throwing your controller across the room. I'm not that emotional though, maybe when I was younger. Not every stream will be action-packed or filled with big, hilarious moments. Some will be slower, dialogue-heavy, focused on atmosphere and story. There may be times where I fail for an hour straight, and I'm okay with that. This is about the journey. So if you want to relax, hang out, and maybe laugh when I mess up, you're more than welcome to join. The Twitch link will be in the description below. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Until next time, it's TileTales and the journey continues.